The wind off the bay carried the scent of salt and cedar through the open windows of the Marrow house. Clara stood at her kitchen sink, drying a chipped blue plate, staring out at the marsh where cranes occasionally lingered. Her hands moved automatically, habits shaped by years of repetition, but her mind was elsewhere. Her home was quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, but the kind that echoed. Her children, Peter and Rachel, had lives in other states now. Video calls. Occasional postcards. They were good kids, and she was proud. But the silence had changed since Alan passed. It had grown teeth. 3 years. It still sounded like a lie when she said it aloud. He had been strong. Steady. A man who could coax tomatoes from rocky soil and tell stories that made you forget the punchline didn't matter. Then the heart attack, sudden and cruel, left her staring at a future with too much room. She had managed. That's what people said. You're managing so well, Clara. You're so strong. Strong. No one ever asked if she wanted to be. It was the attic that started everything. She went up there on a rainy Thursday to look for an old quilt, the one with the pine tree pattern her mother-in-law had sewn decades ago. The attic door groaned open, resisting as it always did, and she climbed the narrow staircase with a flashlight clenched in her teeth. Dust blanketed everything. Stacks of boxes, old suitcases, yellowing paperbacks. Clara moved slowly, methodically. She found the quilt in the second trunk she checked. But what caught her eye was something else. An envelope. Tucked into the corner of an old toolbox Alan had kept sealed. It had her name on it. Not in his handwriting. In someone else's. She stared at it. Her heart thudded. The envelope was weathered but intact. She turned it over. No return address. No postage. Just her name. She opened it with shaking fingers. Inside, a letter, written in careful cursive. Clara, if you're reading this, then Alan is gone. And something very old is waking. You have questions. You always did. Start where he ended, the Vale. Ask about the lighthouse. Don't trust the man in the green coat. Clara sat down hard on a dusty stool. She read the letter again. And again. She had never heard of the Vale. Alan had never mentioned it. The lighthouse. Maybe the one by the cliff, but it had been closed off for years. And who was Jay? The letter felt like a spark. Not fear. Not yet. But the kindling of something else. Something she hadn't felt since she was a girl sneaking out of the house to follow the sound of music by the river. Excitement. That night, she sat at the table with a mug of tea, the letter in her lap. The wind rattled the windows. Outside, the sea stretched dark and endless. She didn't sleep well. By morning, she knew one thing: she had to find the Vale. Clara began with the local library. It was a modest building with wood-paneled walls and a persistent scent of lemon cleaner. The librarian, June, was in her 60s and wore her glasses like armor. The Vale? She echoed. You mean Vale's End? That's just a patch of woods by the cliffs. Nothing out there but deer and old legends. What kind of legends? June tilted her head. Smugglers. Ghosts. One about a woman who vanished there in the 1920s. Every town's got its version. Clara wrote down the directions. And then she went. Vale's End was farther than she expected. The road narrowed to gravel, then dirt. Trees loomed overhead, thick with age. Her tires crunched over stones and fallen pine cones. She parked by an old trailhead. The sign had rotted to unreadability. She walked. Branches whispered. The wind moved in strange directions. After 30 minutes, she saw it. A clearing. In the center, a ring of stones. And beyond it, the lighthouse. It stood half swallowed by vines, its glass top cracked but still dignified. A rusted gate blocked the path, chained and padlocked. She stepped closer. A voice behind her said, "You shouldn't be here." Clara turned. A man stood at the edge of the trees. Green coat. Wide-brimmed hat. "I'm just hiking," she said. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "No one hikes out here. Do you live nearby?" "I watch," he said. Clara felt the hair rise on her arms. "What do you watch?" "Everything." She stepped back. "I should go." "You already came too far." He turned and vanished into the woods like mist. Clara ran. She didn't stop until she reached the car. Her hands shook as she started the engine. That night, she pulled out the letter again. Don't trust the man in the green coat. She believed it now. She also knew she couldn't stop. Not yet. The Vale was real. The lighthouse was there. And something about Alan's past had found its way back to her. Back to life.